Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on March 13, 2021. Today, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of stick work, but not your traditional stick work from striking one, two, three, four, and such. In the beginning of these Johnny Tiger survival tactical videos, we have discussed a few techniques in how to defend yourself, how to attack and defend with a stick in a self-defense situation. We have even discussed a few applications and a few tactics in how to defend against someone coming towards you with a club, baseball bat, or a stick. Long story short, just so we don't have to rehash the whole thing. Usually the best approach if someone is to attack you with a stick or a baseball bat or any kind of long blunt instrument, you either want to get way out of range, and I do mean way out of range, like across the room or something, or you want to be in close to them, chest to chest with them, just so they can't get any striking momentum. Okay? But what if you are the person using the stick for self-defense, and the other person, either through training, because we always have to assume that our attackers might be just as trained or even more trained, either better trained than we are. So either they know this thing from training or they just get lucky, they fluke. And don't laugh at that because I have a student that prior to coming to train with me, when he was a completely untrained pedestrian, a completely untrained person, when he got into a road rage situation and the other party did get a baseball bat and came after him with a baseball bat, he was alert enough, intuitive enough to jump in close and grab that bat away from his attacker. So even an untrained person might figure this out if they are cool enough, collected enough, and logical enough. So what happens if you are armed with a stick? You're trying to defend yourself with a stick, and the other person is crowding you. The other person get inside your guard, and now you find yourself fumbling, trying to figure out what to do. That's what we're going to cover today. Now, since I'm not in my training room, I don't have my trusty um, punching dummy, training dummy, Bruce. So I rigged this chair up with this skeletal mask. This is going to be our attacker for the day. Look kind of silly and scary at the same time, I know. But I think with an actual target, you guys will know better what I'm talking about. So, in a regular situation, normal situation, self-defense, in a fight, if I'm the one armed with a stick, if the person is arm's length away from me, outside arm reach, this is optimum. Because from here, I can have a lot of room to move. I can strike down, up, slash, diagonal, 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 horizontal, down and up and down. I can hit at all kind of angle from that, from with the outside arm reach. Okay, that gives my stick a lot of room to maneuver. If they are within arm reach but still longer than a forearm away, that is still okay. Okay, even when they're inside arm reach, and as long as they're not crowding my arm, I can still load out and deliver a lot of force from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. Okay, I can still do a lot of my stick work. One, two, three, four, five. I can still get most of this done inside arm's reach. But once we are up and close like this, once they're right in my face, we're like chest to chest. Now I'm kind of in trouble, especially if in the case of, like in this case, it's someone taller than me and most likely bigger. It's a skeleton. It's scarier. It's mystical. It's magical. Okay? It's right up against me. Okay? Now I can't really swing that well. I mean, because this thing doesn't really have any bulk to him, so I actually can. But if you imagine this to be a full-grown human being charging forward, coming into my guard, I will have a hard time even trying to stay balanced at this range when that chest to chest with me. Never mind trying to swing my stick. Suddenly, my stick becomes a bit of a burden in my hand unless I know what I'm doing. There are arms, legs, related applications that we are going to have to ignore today because this thing doesn't have arms, so I can't really show you guys anything uh, regarding that. But I'm going to show you guys 5 techniques, 3 of which is if you are chest to chest with a person and your arms are trapped on the upside, outside and upside. In another word, the person coming in, grabbing me under the arm. So now they're leaning in, they're driving in, and I can't swing my stick because they're so close and they're driving me back. Okay, and my arm is trapped outside, and I can't maneuver my arm in because they got their arm wrapped under my armpit across my chest. Okay, I'm going to show you guys 3 applications for this. Technique number 1. We are going to go to the back of the head. Okay, so the person is driving in face to face with me. Their arms wrapped around my torso, underneath my arm. My arms are free, outside, like this. So what I'm going to do in this case, if they're driving forward, I'm going to take 1 step back with 1 foot. So do like a back lunge with 1 foot. I'm going to change my grip from regular grip, saber grip, to like I'm grabbing, a, lifting a barbell, an underhanded grip, laying the stick across the back of their neck. I'm going to grab it. Let me turn the chair so you guys can see it. I'm going to grab it in both hands, in like I'm going to start bicep curling. Okay, I lay the stick along the back of their neck, the top of their spine. I under grip the stick and keeping my elbows nice and low, close to my body. And I want to turn my head because I don't want them to headbutt me. I'm going to drop down into my back lunge and pull the stick into the back of their neck. Okay, pull the stick back into the back of their neck and drop my weight down. This will bring the center down. Okay, they're not going to fight against that. When you do this, you turn this sideways. When you do this, 3 things will happen. 3 things will happen. Okay? Either, and let me use myself. Let's see if I can show you guys. Someone got their stick to the back of my neck. 3 things will happen. One is I will feel so much pain in the back of my neck, I'll drop down to my knee. Okay? So if they drop down to their knee with my stick anchoring the back of their neck, then my knee will come up, boom, into the face. And then I move away, move out of grabbing range. I still have my stick. I move out of region. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, whatever I want to do with a stick. That is possibility number 1. Possibility number 2, again, assuming the guy is trained. Right? Assuming the guy is trained. If you lay your stick along the back of the neck, what they'll do is to duck down and back away. The duck down and back away, and duck the head out of your stick. This is why. If you see me do this, when I lay the stick along the back of their neck and I grab my stick underhanded, I'm pulling them tight against my body just so they don't have any room to duck. They might try to bite me, but if they bite me, all I have to do is exert some pressure here. That will snap their spine. Okay? Please don't snap anyone's spine. We don't want that to happen. But I'm just saying, okay? If they bite me, then who knows? But let's say they react really fast. Okay? As soon as they feel the stick coming across the back of the neck, they duck and move out. They duck and back away. Then all I have to do is bring my foot up. Boom! Rising kick right into the chest or face. Because they're ducking down, most likely I can get them in the face with my foot. And then my stick will just come around, short arc, bang. So it's a kick to the face and stick to the top of the head, right? Possibility number 3. Again, if they are really well trained, as soon as they feel this stick putting pressure on the back of their neck, and if they have room to duck, they will duck, try to grab my leg, and drive forward. So it will look something like this, how this chair is anchored on my leg. So they'll duck down, they'll get their arm around my leg and try to drive me to the ground. Okay, if that was to happen, that's fine. Because when they're driving forward, as I'm falling, my arm is already swinging free. And I have a lot of room to bring the stick, boom, to the back of their head. Okay, so we may both end up on the ground, but I'm in a lot better shape than they are because as I'm falling, I'm bringing this stick out and around, boom, into the back of the head. So that's technique number 1. If your arms are trapped outside, switch your grip to under grip, lay the stick along the back of the spine, back of the neck, pull the head in close to your shoulder and drop your weight. Pull them down like that. All right? Now, technique number 2 in a similar situation. Let's say the person charges in and I don't have room. I don't have room to swing my stick. In this case, in scenario number 2, rather than going to the back of the neck, I'm going to roll my stick along the top of their head until the stick, hope you guys can see this on the camera, until the stick is right here between their head and my head. Their head and my head. Okay? And from here, I'm going to pull the stick straight down the front of their face, breaking their nose in the process. Once I pull this down, I step in, anchor the stick across their throat and along the side of my throat. My left arm come around behind their body, grab the outside end of the stick, and I yank them across to the ground in a chokehold with the stick. Okay? So, nice and slow. They come in close. I bring the stick along the top of their head until the stick is between him and me. I pull the stick sharply down the front of their face, anchor it into the front of their throat, step in, reach across the back of their head, grab the outside of the stick. The inside of the stick is anchored against my own shoulder, my own neck, and the stick is laid across the front of their throat. And from here, all I have to do is yank them across and down. Okay? Technique number 3. Now we attack the back of the head, the back of the neck, the top and the front. I'm going to show you guys a way to do this from the side, attacking the ears. This is very simple. Someone coming, crowding me when I have a stick in my hand. I can't hit them with the long end of the stick. That's fine. There's nothing stopping me from doing a hammer fist out in to the side of their face, to their ear, driving the butt of my stick right into the ear. Okay, I'm going to cuff. I'm going to cup. Let me turn this around. I'm going to cup the other side of their face, cradle the other side of their head, and then my stick holding hand just out, in, out, in, out, in, driving the butt of the stick into the side of their face, the side of their jaw, the side of their ear, until they back away. As soon as they back away, again, quick twist of the wrist, boom, knockout. Okay, right to the temple, right to the side of the neck. So, just in case, I know this is a lot to uh, keep track of, especially I imagine the video is a little bit uh, not very well aimed. You guys probably can't see the whole thing. But just remember, when someone is in nice and close, and if your arms are trapped on the outside, your arms are up, your arms are out, either bring the stick across the back of their neck, pull them into you, or bring the stick down between them and you, breaking their nose, and then drive forward into the throat, or do a simple hammer fist, out, in, stick, butt of the stick into their ear, into the side of the jawline, into the side of the face, and then you can extract yourself. Now, what if your arms are trapped inside? What if they grab you or they're crowding you and you can't get your arm around them or out because your arms are trapped between them and you? That's fine. I'll show you guys two techniques to deal with this. There's actually a lot more, but we don't really have a lot of time, and I don't want this to be too complicated. The first one is the X style cut, like a sword. X style cut. And this is what it does. Let's say they crowd me and my arm is trapped on the inside. I can't get my arm to go around or to go out. That's okay. I will swivel my wrist to chop the stick down between us, aiming for the kneecap. That is stroke number one. The stick go from between us straight down across their kneecap, and then once I hit them on the kneecap, I'm going to bring the stick toward myself while I turn slightly like a golf swing. Okay, so without the chair, I think it's easier to see without the chair. Um, the stick should go down and across, and then back toward me, and then across and up into the groin. So that is kneecap, groin, kneecap, groin, kneecap, groin. Okay, in two quick cuts shaped like an X. Technique number two for dealing with when your arms are trapped on the inside. Let's say I don't have room to move my arm out. I can't open my arm outward. Okay, and they're coming in. Then what I want to do is I want to, again, let me show this without the target. I think it will be easier to see. I will drop my stick down so the length of my stick, the stick is in my right arm, and the length of my right hand, sorry. God, I can't even speak English. Stick is in my right hand. I swivel the stick back toward myself so the stick go into the length of the stick, go into my left armpit. And my left hand will grab the stick naturally. Okay? So go from regular stick hold to turning it back toward myself, grabbing it, anchoring it against my armpit like this. And from here, all I have to do is squat a little, aim the stick upward and stab up into the underside of the jaw or then into the throat. Okay? So no room to swing, no problem. Anchor it back, stab up. Anchor it back, stab up. Anchor it back, stab forward. Okay? Just it's like playing pool. It's like playing pool. Okay? So again, your arms are trapped in between you and the attacker. You can open your hand. You can swing outward or around them. Swing down for the kneecap and then into the groin. X-shaped cut. Kneecap, groin. Kneecap, groin. Kneecap, groin. Huh? Or swing the stick back into your own opposite hand armpit, holding it with both hands, presenting the butt towards them, stab up into the jaw or straight into the throat. There are a lot more intricacy to defending and attacking with a stick, and hopefully eventually we will get around to a lot more. For now, I think 5 techniques in one evening more than enough. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good night.